Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stormworks. We are back working on our frigate, and we're just going to get right into it with this one. We are, like I said in the last episode, we're going to start working on this hangar and the heli deck and all of that kind of good stuff. So right now I'm working on getting a hangar door in, so we are doing a sliding door just to try to save on a little bit of clearance. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, that's kind of what we got in tune for this one. So we're not going to really be doing too much mechanical stuff, too much logic, a lot of just kind of decoration in this episode. But the first thing we have to do is get this garage door fixed, and not fixed, but put together. And we essentially are just going to use two different sliding rails. So we're going to slide the top towards the rear of the room, and then we're going to slide the bottom towards the top. So that should provide a little bit more clearance than a normal door that just hinges. And that way we can hopefully get larger helicopters in this hangar bay. So I don't really have anything specific in mind, and I'm just kind of messing around with ideas right now. So we're just working on getting this put together, and it really just requires a bunch of sliding pivots or sliding tracks with pivots. Make sure you turn the power on the pivots off so they can slide around freely. But other than that, it's a quite simple mechanism. Other than that, I also wanted to, get some refueling stuff done, and really I wanted to clean up the deck behind us a little bit. It's a little ugly right now. It needs a little bit of work, I won't lie, but we did extend it quite a bit in the last episode. If you didn't see the last episode, we actually we cut the ship in half and extended it. So if you missed that, definitely go check it out. It was kind of weird. There was a lot of work done, and it's a little strange cutting a ship in half a little this far into us building it, especially where we did cut it was right in the engine room. So definitely go check that out. But I think that was a really, really welcome change, and I think it looks a lot better. And the main reason we did that really was so we had more room in this hangar and on the helipad. So that is really the goal here. So we got the door working or put together. I'm going to see if it's working. So let me get over here. And like I said, the idea here is that the top tracks are going to slide towards the back, and the bottom is going to slide towards the top. And you can see it's kind of doing that right now. It looks like we're getting caught up on something. I think I need to move this sliding rail down. Yeah, I don't know. Something's getting jammed up here. So we'll have to look into that. I have a couple other doors that I've done this to before. So let me pause the video and we'll go look at that, and I'll be right back. All right, so we certainly got a little distracted there, but this is something I worked on a little bit off camera. This is just a little dinghy I made, and I'm working on designing a crane system for these dinghies. So we were just playing a little bit with this in that quick little building montage we have. You guys also saw we got the garage door working, so I just had to move a couple blocks around to get it working. It was binding on itself. So, but yeah, this is generally going to be the plan for the dinghy. I think we're gonna definitely add another crane. So there's two connectors here just to make it a little bit more stable when lifting in and out of the water. But yeah, this is kind of the plan. So this thing's still got a little bit of work to do. It's not super stable, but it's really, really small. That's hard to do in Stormworks, especially because I'm using the negative mass blocks on this guy just because it's so small that there's no real, I mean, there is actually a little bit of buoyancy, like actual real buoyancy in this, but there's not enough to really keep it afloat. And if you stop moving, it as you can see, it does kind of go into the water a little bit, but it doesn't sink or anything. It doesn't handle waves really well. So that is kind of my main concern. But the idea really here is that you will just drive up, you'll connect to these connectors, and there will be some there will be composite controls that go through that connector, and you will basically be able to lift yourself in and out of this this little, whatever you want to call it, hangar, I don't know, dinghy storage room. But yeah, essentially pretty simple. It's just a little winch with a connector on a crane. So we definitely are going to add another winch, like I said, just so we have two connections, and that way it doesn't rock around as much, especially if the seas are a little rocky or if it's windy. I don't want that thing flying all over the place. And definitely need to make this winch a little bit faster. But yeah, you guys get the point. I think that this is definitely a pretty good design. You know, the dinghies definitely still need a little bit of work, but yeah, you pull it up, and this is the other reason we needed another connector, but it pulls right in, and I put these little indentations in the floor where it will sit, and it will just lock into the front with a hard point. So that should just lock into place. It's not going, yeah, there it is. But yeah, so not too bad. That's kind of what we're gonna plan on doing with this room. So I think that that's going to be a good little fun space for this, and it will make this ship a lot more useful in the long run. All right, so let's get back into the editor, and let's add another one of those cranes like I was talking about. So I think we're literally just going to copy and paste these towards the front. We'll get another connector on the dinghy, and that should be good to go. I'm just going to make sure all of these physics bodies are merged together. That way we could reduce the amount of bodies that are on the ship and hopefully try to combat lag a little bit, which is always something that I should personally be thinking about. So, but yeah, we'll just copy and paste these connectors over to, and that should be good to go. So we'll just get all of this hooked up, and I want to make sure that this works better. I also need to improve the speed on those because they're obnoxiously slow, but we'll come back. We'll obviously we'll make all that actually look nice, but now that we have it all connected, let's give it a test here real quick, and we'll just try to pop this out into the ocean real quick. That looks a lot better, looks a lot more stable. It's not twisting as much too. That's the other nice thing about us having two connectors, is it won't spin around, and that was kind of a big problem we were having before. So have to hook both of those up, but it should also maybe make connecting to the ship a little bit easier too, because now that there's two different connectors, so there's twice the options for you to at least connect to one of them. Now you will have to connect to the correct ones to actually dock onto the ship correctly, but that'll at least get you, moving towards the ship. I don't know what's up with that shackles, so I don't know. We're just going to bring these up, and I'm going to move them back down, and then we'll see if those that actually works now. So let's just kick these down real quick, get them to, that looks about right, I guess, and we'll just try to get the dinghy docked back into the ship. And that's kind of what I was talking about, so we're going to have to worry about the first connector connecting to the wrong one, but that's okay. That wasn't really too hard to fix, and I'll add a release to them later on. We'll get the controls going through the cables and whatnot, but that looks a lot better so far, and it looks a lot easier to kind of get back to where it needs to be also. So perfect. That was a great little addition, and I think that we can definitely continue on with that kind of a plan for the dinghy. So I think that will work out for us in the long run. Now, I did want to just save this quick. We are going to make a few modifications to this. I do want to come back and label all of the controls for the dinghy, but I also wanted to get our composite going through. So let's just get that done really, really quick. I'm just going to leave this in. It's not too hard. It's just going to be a composite in and out. And really, we don't need a microcontroller because we have the composite seats, and so we can just send the signals through the actual composite and read them on the other side and break them down. So we'll send it through, and we'll read from the ship, and then we will hook it into the winches. And then you should be able to winch yourself up and down from the ship from the dinghy without having to get out, which should be a lot easier for all of you. So I think that'll also be a really, really good addition for us. Now, I am doing a little bit different with things with the editing in this video today. I don't know if you guys noticed so far, but if you like this style a little bit more, where it's kind of a little bit more of us building in the background, not necessarily just showing every single part of the building, but building something, showing it off, and then going back, building something, showing it off. So let me know if you like that style a little bit more, a little bit different of a pace. I did throw a time lapse in there too. That's just personal preference. I think it's a good way to kind of break up the video. I think sometimes the videos with me kind of talking for like 15-20 minutes straight, they can get a little monotonous, or I don't know, I guess boring. I would hate to describe it that way, but I guess that's the truth. But yeah, so really, I don't know. I'm just trying something else out. So I guess if you guys like it, let me know down below. But we'll get back into the video. I had to change these winches into the larger winches just because that way they would have the inputs and outputs. And I think they look a little bit better from a structure standpoint. The other issue too is the other winches. They were going to be a little too short, especially in rockier waves. Definitely they would be a little too short. So I wanted to have the extra length just in case you guys needed to get it further down in the water. Plus, what if this thing has no ammo in it and half a tank of gas? I bet you we're sitting up in the water, another 2 blocks. So another half meter or so. And I think the extra little bit of rope will be really, really useful, especially when kind of trying to midway or connect to the ship while you're underway, as well as in rockier seas. So we're just getting all of that connected. I've just got to get a bunch of these composites hooked up, and I'm just going to make sure that all of these work real quick. But they should work, and it looks like that one's working. So let's just pull it out, and we'll see if it lowers correctly. Looks like it does. Make sure the release works. Yep, release works. Perfect. And yeah, it looks like we're good to go on that one. So we can kind of check the box on that, and it looks like the winches and all of the dinghies, that's all pretty much mechanically set up for now. So I guess we can really just rock with this style. Now I do want to just give this a test with us underway. So I'm going to get the ship moving just a little bit, and we'll see if we can dock up to it while we're moving here. And it's going quite well so far. So let's just see if we can get connected, and look at that. Make sure we reel up, not down. But yeah, hop right off, or step right off onto the ship, bring it in, and lower it down a little bit, and should be good to go. So we'll have to add some more controls. I want to add some winch controls on the ship side also, so you have the option to use both sides. But yeah, it looks like we're good to go on that. That worked perfectly, and honestly worked a lot better than Stormworks normally does. So I'm pleasantly surprised with that. But anyways, I guess we're just going to skip out on the hangar thing, and we got the door working, so basically it's done, I guess. Not really, but we're really just going to try to get a lot of the detailing done in here. We've done a lot of the work thus far, so let's go ahead and try to get those other switches put in, and we'll try to clean this up, make it look a little bit better. Obviously, we'll have to come through here, do another sweep, but we'll get all this hooked up to our electric grid, and we'll get the other up and down buttons in, and we should be ready to rock. So I'm just trying to make sure all of this is connected. Now, we don't really need to connect those connectors with electric, but we might as well. It adds another point of charging just in case the hard point breaks, or you're not connected to the hard point, or I don't know, who knows. But let's just get in a simple little control box for the crane, and I'm also going to add a little bit more detailing to this too later on. You guys will see we'll add like a spotlight, and obviously we'll add night and day lights out here just because, basically night and day lights, just because out here, I'm not going to add any doors. This is just going to be open, so you are outside, but I do want to have some nice, like, dark red or like basically a darker blue nighttime light, just so you can light up the area at night, but it's not going to be like super visible. So this control panel, it should be relatively straightforward. Now I know in retrospect we will kind of switch this around a little bit, but not really the controls, just the directions they're facing. I want the throttle to be on the top because that controls the crane moving in and out, and that means the throttle will match the direction, which I prefer to do. I think it makes the controls a lot more intuitive when you look at them. So we'll probably put the throttle on the top and the up and down on the right. That's no problem, but I do think those are looking not too bad so far. Make sure that all of this is hooked up, and again, we should be ready to rock. I mean, these already worked before, so shouldn't really have any more issues with them. I already did the logic in that to add another microcontroller, so there's already OR gates and all that kind of good stuff in it, so we're good to go. And we didn't test the right dinghy out, so we might as well do that as well. So looks like all that's working. Make sure our release is off and we can pull it right back in. Now the nice thing is these boats are light enough to kind of move by pushing them. The only annoying thing is obviously in multiplayer only the host really can push them, but that's okay. Just something we can kind of work around. Now this is just me going ahead and moving the control box around just so the controls seem a little bit more friendly, a little bit more intuitive. And I think that way you guys don't really have to read the labels. Obviously they will be labeled, but you guys won't really have to read the labels, and you will automatically know kind of what the buttons do. You know, obviously the throttle that's going left and right moves the boat left and right, and the buttons that are pointing up and down go up and down. So pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple there. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much all the building we're going to do in this one. So, as I always say, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. It really helps out the channel. So if you guys do like this this series, you do like this build, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We have so many more videos of this to come. This ship is going to be really, really crazy, really, really detailed. I really have enjoyed building this thing, but I'm excited for you guys to kind of see where we take it. And before I go, I guess we'll just go down one more time and play around with the dinghies, see if we can get into any kind of trouble. But yeah, and you know, the other thing I will say too is if you haven't, go check out our recent series. We just posted a new series on a race truck, so go check that out. We're doing that. It should be a fairly short one, and then after that we're going to get into another really crazy, really big build, and I think you guys are going to really like that one. So, but anyways, this is just me messing around with the dinghy. I'm going to give you guys some peace and quiet time. If you, again, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next episode. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.